There he is. How you doing, buddy?
It's a nice day.
It's a nice day. Okay, now before jumping on this ride, how is your ONYX treating you?
Oh, it's been great, you know.
Because you had it for how long?
It's been almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years now. How many miles?
Miles was.
Put this baby on. Oh my God, she is filthy.
Yeah, she is. 2,600.
2,600 miles. Right. Yeah. This is mostly stock. You put mirrors. You put Shinko tires.
I added that front part here, the front fender.
Fender. Okay. Yeah, fender. I see the wood is getting chipped.
Yeah, just from stuff flying out, that happens.
It happens. Now, if you can go back in time, would you buy the ONYX again?
I'd probably just buy the bigger battery.
The bigger battery version?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you've been wanting. Alright, let's do's. But before getting into this topic, today's video is kindly sponsored by Tannis, the maker of these foam tire armor inserts. These are a fantastic way to prevent flat tires because they give you over ½ an inch of puncture protection. And this model right here fits on the pretty standard 20 by 4 inch wide fat tires, but you can get them in almost any shape and size. And aside from the protection, another feature I love about these is just how lightweight they are. Because we all know that with electric vehicles, if you add too much rolling mass, it's going to significantly affect your efficiency and your range. So if you're concerned about getting a flat tire, definitely check out today's sponsor, Tannis. I'll leave their website and their Amazon page down below. So in this video, we're talking about a long-term perspective on owning e-bikes, custom ones, pre-built ones. You saw with Ryan that after a 1.5 years of ownership, 2,600 miles, he still loves his ONYX. The only maintenance he's ever done to it is changing the tires, adding a fender.
I literally did no planning or measurements whatsoever. I just saw this on Amazon and it looked like it was gonna fit. And you know what?
Wow, what a guy.
Sure as shit it does.
And that's the bulletproof nature of hub motor e-bikes. There's essentially nothing you have to do to them. They run forever. And also, because that's a name brand bike, ONYX, I'm pretty sure that the resale value, even with 2,600 miles on it, it's pretty decent. I mean, I haven't looked it up prior to this, but that bike brand new was 4,000 bucks. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could try and sell it for like 3,000 right now. So all in all, it seems like the ONYX, he still likes it. It's a good investment and he's getting a lot of use out of it. Now, I've taken a different journey here when it comes to electric bikes. I've never actually owned a pre-built system like an ONYX, a Sur-Ron, a Super 73. I've always built custom bikes. So I want to go ahead and give you guys my perspective, my long-term perspective after owning 2 custom e-bikes. So I guess the first thing to know is a custom bike is going to be more, as you can guess, DIY than something like an ONYX. The implications of that is that you're constantly going to have to be adjusting things, upgrading, changing out parts, which is fun if you're the right kind of person, but it could definitely be a drawback, all that tinkering and maintenance you have to do. And in terms of an investment, a custom-built e-bike is not going to hold on to its value. So assume that all the money you put into building a custom bike is essentially a sunk cost. So for example, you can buy a solid mountain bike, put on a BBS HD mid-drive motor, a big 52-volt battery, and you could have $3,000 sunk into that system. And when you go to sell it, it's going to be difficult to, from my experience, get even $1,000 for a no-name build like that. That doesn't mean it's not going to be an awesome, very capable bike, but it will struggle on the used market. So it's just something to be aware of when choosing between building a bike and something like an ONYX. Something else I learned with 2 custom e-bike builds under my belt is that, yes, it's easy to do an e-bike conversion. You buy the kit, put it together. It's really not that complicated of a process. But with that said, it is more difficult to make a custom bike that looks good, it's clean, right? The cable management isn't that bad. The battery is mounted in a professional looking way. On my first e-bike build, I didn't have the experience I have now, and it was very janky. the controller for my system was zip tied to the down tube of my bike. I mean, it worked, it was easy to assemble, but it certainly didn't look good. That's why with this bike, everything you see here is deliberate. The reason why I'm using a folding bike frame is because the inside of this bike is hollow, so that's where the new controller is. All the wires are on the inside of this bike frame. I also went with a different battery this time around. I have this slide-in style versus a triangle battery I used on my original build. And again, there's very specific reasons for that. This battery has a mounting plate that bolts to the frame of the bike. A triangle battery does not have that functionality at all. In fact, I think the proper way to attach that one to your bike is via Velcro straps, so that's just a completely different level of integration. And also, because the mounting plate, this battery has a key that allows you to lock it in place. Again, something the triangle battery, even though it has other benefits like a bigger capacity, higher voltages, it doesn't allow you to lock it in place, and it can easily be stolen. Okay, so at this point, I'm probably coming off as pretty negative towards building custom bikes, but that's not the case at all. I just want you guys to be aware of what goes into making a good DIY e-bike build. So the main positive I love about custom bikes is the value to dollar ratio. You can get an insane amount of power with custom bike builds for not a lot of money. So for example, we all know that the average e-bike has a 750 watt motor, usually a peak power of 1,000 watts, and they cost $1,500, $2,000 in that range. But for a similar amount of money, $1,500, you could easily build a system that has double the power. So in terms of the performance per dollar, custom is the way to go. And something else I absolutely love about building bikes is how unique and custom you can make your bike. So this bike I'm on right now, there is one of them in existence. There's nothing else quite like it on the market today. But my very first e-bike build was even more insane and awesome. So I ultimately turned that bike into a dual motor configuration with a powerful direct drive hub motor, pretty similar in power to the ONYX right there. And I had a CYC mid-drive motor on it. And that thing was an absolute beast. I also had that on a full suspension mountain bike frame. And the whole thing, even with the dual motors, wasn't crazy expensive. I mean, the bike was totally overkill, but I mean, it was a ton of fun to build, to use, and that's a distinct advantage you have when building a custom bike versus just buying one off the shelf, already all put together. Okay, we are almost at our destination. Lifetime Fitness. That was a very scenic ride, by the way. I love going down that road. Hey, honey buns. Let's get our swole on. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below, which do you prefer? And which do you have? Custom or a pre-built name brand e-bike company? I gotta say, second time around, my custom bike build was significantly better. Not as crazy, you know, it's not dual motor, but I'm happy with the fit and finish, the overall quality of it, the performance for the dollar spent. This came out very well. But I have to say, third time around, because I am an enthusiast, I think I'm gonna go pre-built. And of course, if you guys follow the channel, the name I'm thinking of is a Sur-Ron. And the Sur-Ron's kind of a unique bike, because even though it's a pre-built system, there's tons of upgrades you can do to it, and you can customize it and make it your own. So that's probably what I'm going to try out next. Bike rack. Oh, you just parked there? Assert dominance. I'm going to use the bike rack. Yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, we would appreciate a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Say bye, Ryan.